Welcome back, everybody. This one is going to be interesting. If you've ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, becoming a YouTube partner, you might want to watch this. Let's dive in. You ever get an email from Google and your heart starts to drop saying that identity needs to be verified, something's irregular, submit this paperwork, that paperwork, make sure your account is in good standing? Well, I'm actually dealing with one of those scenarios right now, and it's an absolute nightmare dealing with YouTube creator support and how they treat their partners. The channel is completely demonetized. Not a single ad is showing. Not a single penny is being earned. The reasons given were contradictory. Oftentimes, creator support didn't even know what they're talking about, just simply copy pasting scripts and told they couldn't do anymore. We've exhausted all avenues and now making a video covering it, and we'll go through the entire process of what you can expect to deal with when running into an issue with Google's AdSense services. Let's jump in. We start off by getting a red banner inside AdSense that's saying the account was temporarily on hold because you needed to verify some identity documents. Not a problem. When you click on contact, it sends you to a form that looks like this. It asks you to verify your account, fill out basic information, send in a government issued ID, and you're good to go. Within 48 hours, they should respond. Of course, to not run into any issues and have any problems with the account, I submit the information right away, receiving an email from them on Sunday, March 24th, 2024, saying, "Thank you for responding to the information request. We received your documents and will respond to your submission within 48 hours. Problem solved, right? Don't got to worry about anything else. It's the same identity documents that they've verified on the account before. When you go to the verification check over on your AdSense, you'll see identity verification completed, address verification completed. I have tax information completed, business information all completed. AdSense payouts were going out. So what could be happening? Did something trigger and you just need to re-verify and problem solve? That's most likely what it seems like. Cool. Not a big issue, right? Days passed. It is now Tuesday. I still haven't heard anything back within 48 hours. So I contact support. On Tuesday, I get into a chat with a woman named Jenny. I told her I got a message in my AdSense account that information needs to be verified. I told her I've already submitted everything and the elapsed time I was told it would be completed has passed. She then informs me that upon checking, your AdSense identity verification is already completed. I've already received my money last March 21st. She says it says here that you already completed and passed your AdSense identity, which I just showed you in the prior screen. I told her, yes, after payment, I got this. I sent her the screenshot of the red banner. I tell her that even in YouTube Studio, it now shows setup in progress for monetization and no longer complete and getting paid. Everything's okay. She checks it again. She says she was able to figure out that there's a problem and I need to verify my Google account. She sends me that identity verification form, referencing this one here, where you just got to submit government ID. The same thing you've submitted on your account that got approved already. Okay, not a problem. I'll just submit the paperwork again. She says, give it at least a week for messages to remove from your AdSense account. All right. I told her I submitted it last Sunday. She goes on to say, if you're having issues and it hasn't been resolved, to please contact us again so they could escalate it further. Okay. Thanks, Jenny. What else can you do? Documents submitted twice. We now have the Tuesday after speaking with Jenny, submitted the paperwork yet again, March 26th. Thank you for responding to the information request. They received the documents. Again, within 48 hours, they will respond. Great. We've submitted paperwork. 2 more days pass. Haven't heard a peep. We then get an email from YouTube that says, Dear Legion of Men, the AdSense account associated with your YouTube channel has been suspended. Without an active AdSense account, you can't monetize on YouTube. For more information about why your account may have been suspended, they just give you 2 examples. One of them being invalid traffic or policy reasons. The other is being country restrictions, like if you're in North Korea or Iran or something. Okay, great. Not a problem. We don't buy ads. We only get viewership from the YouTube algorithm and appearing on people's homepages. Cool. Clearly, this is a mistake. Let's contact support. Have this problem solved right away. I then match with this individual here named Jfu. Says, as per checking, it shows here that your AdSense account is suspended due to invalid traffic. Invalid traffic includes any clicks or impressions that may be artificially inflating an advertiser's cost or publisher's earnings. Invalid traffic covers intentional fraudulent traffic as well as accidental clicks. JFood then goes on to say, upon checking, it appears that our system detected invalid traffic on your content and your earnings for the videos affected may have been adjusted. In this case, the ad revenue from invalid traffic has been refunded back to advertisers. Interesting. This is my YouTube studio. This is all the channel information. If we go to the last 90 days and we look at the views, there is no anomalies, no spikes, nothing out of the ordinary. If anything, my viewership is down because I've been traveling recently and haven't posted as much. So how could it possibly be invalid traffic? Something here doesn't make sense, clearly, right? Not a problem. Let's see what JFU has to say. He goes on to tell us, in the majority of instances, our systems make accurate determinations about invalid traffic. But if you feel that this decision was made in error, you can submit an invalid activity appeal. You must maintain that you or anyone responsible for it indirectly or indirectly caused the invalid traffic. Great. We can submit that appeal. That's very simple. We don't do any ad campaigns whatsoever. He submits a link for me to go to the appeal and complete the form. Not an issue. The form is complete. They thank you for submitting an invalid activity appeal. Wait for a confirmation email. They say in most cases, everything gets resolved within 72 business hours. So now we wait. Great. Upon checking the email, we immediately get rejected, and it tells us you contacted us through the invalid activity appeal form, which is available for Google Ads publisher accounts, which have been disabled for invalid traffic. However, we can't take any further actions due to one or more of the following reasons. It says I may have filled out the form wrong. The account associated may not be correct. The appeal already had been submitted, and you tried to appeal again. That's also not an issue. The email provided may have not been correct. None of these are issues that we're having. It says the account associated with the provided publisher code is not disabled. That's probably the issue we're having. We didn't know this at the time, but okay, let's contact support again to see if they could resolve this issue. So for Thursday, March 28th, we contact support again. We get a man named Rico. Seems friendly enough. Let's see if Rico can help us with our issue. I explained to him that I ran into a major problem submitting the form, that it keeps getting denied automatically seconds after submission. I told him I triple checked the information. I made sure I put everything in correctly. He says, thanks for all the info. Let me check your account, see what's going on. Then he says, here's where it gets strange. I can see that your AdSense account is suspended, but it's not due to invalid clicks, my friend. Your account is currently suspended because you have not confirmed your personal information. Odd. To verify your account, please fill out this form below. He is referencing this form, the verify your account form, which we have emails for, confirming its submission twice. I go on to tell him that I have submitted that form 2 times, once this past Sunday and one on Tuesday after speaking with support yet again, telling me to fill this exact form yet again. Says, it may take days, my friend. You just have to wait, he says. I tell him, first I got a warning saying to please provide the information requested to verify my account. Everything was still monetized. The account payments were just pending. Now my account has moved from fully terminated. And he's telling me that I should just keep on waiting. Okay. He tells me he wishes he could do more, but it's all the power he has. I tell him I need help with the internal team to please escalate my account. There seems to be an issue with the system here. I've been given 2 different answers by support. The prior one, within the past 60 minutes, told me I had an invalid traffic suspension. Now you tell me I just simply need to verify my identity. The identity that is verified along with my address, completed in green here. The same documentation that I literally provided you in those 2 forms. Nothing has changed. We go back and forth. I tell him that please escalate the matter. There's something clearly wrong here. We're following all the procedures and the consequences are getting worse. It's as if I never filed any of the paperwork whatsoever and the account automatically drops off as suspended. He said, let me route you to our specialized team. Rico leaves the chat. A man named Joe now joins. He is a manager from the YouTube support experience team. I tell him I'm hoping he can help. I'm in dire straits. I have no solution here and I've done everything you guys have told me and my account status has worsened. He says he'll give his best. Give him a moment to check the prior interaction. I told them that I had a previous warning on AdSense that I need to verify information. I just reiterate everything again. I have sent everything in that they asked for. I told them today I received an email saying the account was fully suspended. Told them that the account specialist I spoke to before told me it was invalid traffic. Joe thanks me for additional information and he's going to look into it some more. 1 second. He says he's seeing a different status for the linked AdSense on YouTube. We discuss, is it for the correct account? We link the publisher ID. Yes, it is. It's for that publisher ID. Joe goes on to say, it is not disabled for invalid traffic. Can you give me 5 more minutes? Of course. Joe, the second person now, a manager, managed to check and he can confirm that we were given the correct form to complete. As shared by Rico, the AdSense for YouTube is not disabled because of invalid activity. Your account is currently suspended because you've not confirmed your personal information. He says he understands. He tells me simply to fill out the form yet again. He says, I'm afraid that I have no way to expedite the request as this is a process of Google AdSense and not with YouTube. For now, he says, all we can do is wait. I tell him this is the problem I'm having. I've submitted all this paperwork. I have the email confirmations. The 48-hour timeline elapsed and the account moved to full suspension. He tells me now I need to wait at least 2 weeks just to be sure. And that the within 48 hours is simply a timeline that's automated. That's not what you should expect. Yet every time I've had to verify tax information, every time I've verified my ID, setting up the AdSense account and providing address verifications or any other important paperwork, they usually respond by the next day. It's very important that you submit this information and it be accurate because it will lead to your account suspension. YouTube typically looks at this information right away to make sure your account is in good standing. Makes sense. Why wasn't both of my submissions looked at? Odd. I told them that now we're going in circles. You're asking me to complete a form that I completed on Sunday, 5 days now prior. I told them that we're going in circles. I need help. I'm going to complete a form that I completed 5 days ago, the weekend prior. All he says is contact us after 2 weeks. There's nothing else he can do. At this point, you may be frustrated as well if you were me and wondering, well, what the hell can we do? The account is about to get terminated. It's already fully suspended. We're not getting any more AdSense. We've contacted support. We've completed and submitted every form they told us to. And the answer has always been to just wait a little longer, just wait a little longer, just wait a little longer. And you may be thinking now, well, if creator support isn't helpful, surely Team YouTube over on X will help. Tag them in a post and see what happens. And maybe you can get someone to help you. That's a good idea. Why not? Let's give it a shot. It seems like we're stuck in limbo here, so I do contact Team YouTube. Lo and behold, I actually get a hold of somebody. They message me back saying, this issue is best solved via email. Here's a website link. Fill that form out to verify yourself and we'll be in touch by email. Excellent. Finally, we're making progress. We have somebody. We're going to get a case ID. We'll be able to follow the trail and see what's going on with the account. Right? Wrong. After filling out the form and getting a confirmation, I messaged it back on X and tell him here's the screenshot proof. He says, update, your case has been created and the case ID is listed. We'll be moving in touch via email. So make sure you check in the next 1 or 2 business days and we'll go from there. Finally, okay. Let's see what happens. It is now 5:51 a.m. when this message comes in on Friday, March 29th. Hi there. Thank you for giving me the time and opportunity to assist you. This is Liana. The support specialist will take care of your concern. I appreciate your time in letting us know your concern regarding your AdSense account that's been disabled for invalid click activity. Now, I've attached images for them when I submitted this request with the information we had on hand at the time, which was we had, as JFood told us, invalid activity, which Rico then after the fact confirmed along with the manager that we didn't. Instead of looking into my account deeper, this person simply copy-paste a response saying that if you feel this decision was made in error, and if you can maintain in good faith that the policy violations accrued were not due to the actions or negligence of you or those for whom you're responsible, you may appeal the disabling of your account. Please contact us only through our account disabled appeal form. The account disabled appeal form looks like this. We have no violations on the account. We don't have invalid traffic infractions. We have absolutely nothing. Now they're telling us to file a form that does not apply to our account. They even ask you for weird stuff that we don't use, like URLs or app IDs where you've placed your ads. We only depend on the YouTube algorithm. I wouldn't even have this information because it doesn't even apply to our problem. Great. Then they say, please note that the volume of appeals we receive, you must leave 90 days between appeals. So it can take as long as 3 months to hear back about an appeal that does not apply to us. Okay. At this point, you pretty much give up hope. You've contacted YouTube on Twitter. They haven't been able to help you. You've spoken to 3 different support specialists inside the YouTube Creator app. Your answers are just resubmit this form and wait. Can't do anything for you, just wait. Submit an appeal for a problem you don't have. Submit another appeal for a problem you don't have. Not a single person takes time to look at your account. I was hit with more copy-paste in my email for problems I don't have, as if she simply looked at the screenshot, copy-pasted the response for that issue, and deal with an appeal form. Okay, so we're completely stuck in limbo right now. No solutions. I have emailed them back, of course. Say hello, Liana. I spoke with support after attempting to complete the invalid traffic appeal form, and it turns out my account is actually in compliance and not suspended for invalid traffic. This is the same script I was supplied with from the chat specialist prior, who was incorrect. When I complete the form, it is instantly rejected because the account was not disabled from invalid activity, as the chat specialist initially told me. Provide her with the case number so she could confirm the chat we had. The specialist informs me, which was Rico, that your account is suspended, but it's not due to invalid traffic clicks. Great. I then send her the chat log I had with Jenny that Tuesday, confirming that I had not only submitted the form she told me to complete, but also did it again afterwards. Again, We have both email confirmations showing that the form was submitted and within 48 hours I would hear back. The same exact documentation they used right here to literally verify the ID and the address of my account. It's the same exact stuff. Even have emails on March 19th saying your tax information has been approved. So again, in order to have your tax information approved, your identity and your address needs to be validated, which it was. I even get the standard email you get from YouTube when they say check your recent payment for your account earnings on March 21st. They pay you once a month. And here's where things get weird and why I think this happened. We have one payment for March 19th, and then we have another payment for March 21st. And I go on to outline what I think the problem is. I told her I was advised to simply wait after submitting my ID verification form, which I submitted. I've attached screenshots showing the dates. I seem to be having a unique issue where I've submitted the forms and Google's not receiving or looking at them in time, which led to the account to get fully suspended. My account is in good standing with no policy violations, identity and address verified by the team, and tax documentation approved, as I've showed you. What I think happened, I have been waiting for an address verification PIN to come in the mail. The initial attempt was sent to the wrong address. A few months later, I verified my address and payments were disbursed after tax information was approved. A portion of the total was paid out first. Then a few days later, a secondary payment for the remainder. The secondary payment was released, but shortly after, a warning on my account appeared in AdSense to re-verify some information. I submitted my ID and relevant documents again and waited for a response. So when we look at the payouts, we have one for March 19th, one for March 21st. Sometime between March 21st and March 24th, when I saw the banner on AdSense saying my account had been suspended, I had already submitted that paperwork to re-verify identity. So within a few days of the second payment going out, which is unusual for YouTube, it's only one payment at a time, a month, something triggers on my account to suspend it. I said this secondary payment was released, but shortly after, a warning on my account appeared in AdSense to re-verify information. I submitted my ID and relevant documents again and waited for a response. I then get an email 4 days later after my submission saying my account was no longer payments paused and fully disabled. The YouTube creator support informed me that it was for invalid traffic and submit the invalid traffic form appeal. After submitting the form, I get an immediate email saying the form was rejected and provided with a list of reasons. One being the account is actually in good standing, which was confirmed by the second and third specialists. The above payment disbursement is the only thing I can think of that may have triggered something in the system. Again, I must reiterate, I need someone to please take a thorough look at this, as my account is in good standing, does not violate program policies, and has been approved for AdSense in address verification, identity verification, tax and organization all verified. I also followed all procedures and submitted all requested documents, yet I'm falling through the cracks of a false alarm and no one's helping me. I also go on to tell them as courtesy that I'll be making a video covering my interaction with YouTube partner support, as I feel I'm being allowed to fall through the cracks and my inquiries have not been taken seriously. Given I built a business on this platform with over 450,000 subscribers and more than 250 million views on just this account alone, I would want for the viewers and other creators to see how system errors can destroy everything they've been building while their concerns are met with pasted script responses with no quote support from the quote partner YouTube in rectifying the situation. Not even the courtesy of one human being specifically looking into my account without being brushed aside with instructions to wait as told prior, contradicting information, or demands to fill out forms that have been filled and met with copy-paste responses. All I would like for is a human being to talk to me and help. Thank you. And that is where we're currently at, waiting for them to respond to that email. But even then, it doesn't look good. Multiple specialists have failed to help. Team YouTube on X has failed to help. We keep getting brushed aside. This is a channel with 400,000+ subs, hundreds of millions of views, and this is how they treat you. Clearly, we can see that something happened where a simple form verification for identity has not been looked at in the time allotted, which caused the account to go under suspension. It's a very simple fix. However, now we're told to do things that we've already done, submit the forms that they're not looking at twice already, make a policy violation appeal for no violations that are on the account, which take 90 days to review with information that doesn't apply to us. And this is the scenario that we're in. The only way I possibly can think that we're going to get over this is if people literally spam this video to them on Team YouTube, or literally spam this to other creators that cover stuff like this. I know the quartering is one of them, but there's others that are constantly trying to hold or at least expose the headache that is dealing with creator support or YouTube's policies in general. This one, I'd never seen a case like this before. Typically, people run into issues with community guideline strikes, copyright strikes, talking about topics you're not supposed to, or spreading misinformation of some kind, things of that nature. But I've never seen anybody lose their entire monetization on something as simple as this, as something as benign as this, submitting a form, which you have all the proof for. Yeah. So the account is completely demonetized. Like anything in life, you got to take things in stride and see the silver lining in things. If you would like to help, I recommend joining our private community on School. It's a bunch of men coming together to hold each other accountable, help us achieve our goals in life. We do weekly chats, sometimes daily, get in conversations with me directly. I'd love to get to know you, to meet you, to talk to you. We have a bunch of events going on in the community. Let me put it up for you guys so you could see. We have a fitness group that we started with a bunch of prizes for guys that win. Leaderboards of everybody. This is the steps challenge. So March 1st through 31st, who has the most steps completed? We got a guy that's about to do 500,000. I'm currently in 3rd place. But winners like this will get interviews, one-on-one consultations, prizes, shirts, whatever. It just depends on what event we have going on and for how long. It's an incredible community, man, of guys that are getting together to make a difference in their lives because they understand there's more to life than what they currently have. And being surrounded by other men with similar goals and ideas would be a tremendous boon for their ability to complete their goals and their dreams in their life and help advance themselves in ways that they never would have thought possible. It's incredible to be logging in to a community and seeing screenshots and training logs and guys having conversations about their diet, what they're eating, how they're losing weight, how they're gaining weight, how they're training. Anything from stock trading to crypto to whatever it is. It's just a group of guys, a tight-knit community. We're in touch with each other all the time and more so going forward, as was planned all along. Maybe this is the silver lining I'm talking about. We're going to release a video on it next week, but might as well start releasing it sooner. So if you can join and you would like to join, I'll have the link in the description below. It'll be the only link on this entire video. And we have a sub goal of 1,000. That's enough to release us from YouTube's grip permanently and gives us the freedom to cover any sort of video that the guys would want on any sort of topic, no matter how niche or unpopular, without fear of the algorithm wrecking the whole channel. So if we could reach the sub goal of 1,000, this will all be a blip in the past. And I'm hoping the community grows like that organically anyway. I'm hoping that if you do decide to join, you engage, participate with us, join the Spartan Challenge, post your training logs every day, how you're eating, and just come chat with us, man, every single day so we can move forward together. Male spaces are incredibly difficult to come by, rarer and rarer each day. And this has tremendous potential for those that are ready to make a change in their lives. So if you do, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.